Hey, what's going on, everybody? Donnie coming to you live from Osaka, Japan today. It's the first time doing the Pink Ranger question and answer session in a while. Also, we do an announcement for the King of Asia right after the question and answer. And actually, you guys see them all bandaged up. I'll explain quickly what happened over the weekend and which gave me these first and second degree burns. The first question I got is from Tommy Thompson from New Orleans. Tommy's question was, have you ever set up a fuel surge tank setup? Do you feel it's needed for a 400 horsepower setup? Right off the top, to say not at all, not needed at all for 400 horsepower setup. This car is running around with lots of horsepower on a in-tank pump. Fuel surge tank is pretty much a system that's needed if you're constantly sideways or pulling lateral G's in a high horsepower car for long periods of time. Like, I mean, if you're on a track doing something like that, if you're just going to the track every couple of days here and there and you're just sliding around, it's not anything major, don't need a fuel surge setup. I have set them up before helping buddies, but it's not needed for 400 horsepower, especially Tommy, I know you're running the 1J and the S13. Definitely not needed, man. I know you said you bought it already, so you can go ahead and hook it up, but just make sure all your lines are proper, your feed, your up pump and boost pump and all that stuff is all proper and stuff like that. Next question I got was from Pretty P Gibbs from Texas. He asked, when working with twin turbo setups, what's your opinion on sequential versus non-sequential, low boost spread out, or big boost all at once? You have your parallel, you have your sequential, and you have your stage. He's going to be running a 2J in his Super here, and has a sequential setup, and it's one of the best sequential setups from the factory. You take care of them, keep the boost reasonable, they don't fail. For the sequential, as you know, one turbo kind of feeds the other one, and then some setups, depending on how the vacuums are routed, one fully spools and then clicks over to the other one, or both of them kind of work at the same time. I think a lot of people with twin turbo setups need to find out first what kind they have. My personal opinion on it, honestly, I don't like twin turbo setups in the racing atmosphere. I like single turbo setups because there's less parts moving and it's easier maintenance. Now for the sequential versus non-sequential, non-sequential is basically going to be your parallel or your stage, and the way they actually worked. Stage, it's all at once, and the parallel is going to be kind of, say like you have an RB26, 2 different manifolds, and it's or inline 6 or V8 that has a split. It's not all one manifold, it's actually joined up. Nowadays you have the bigger turbos that can actually spool a lot faster. A big turbo with a small AR between like 0.84 or 0.9 or something like that, versus like the bigger single turbo. Those are for your drag setups and your high low, long stretch circuit setups where that turbo can actually spool and stretch his leg. Finish with the questions. I didn't get too many questions in, so if you guys have any questions, just go ahead and drop them in my box or whatever. The next thing I'll go and talk about is my entry into the King of Asia, which actually is a good segue to talk about what happened this weekend. I got selected to drive in the King of Asia event, which is it's going to be on the 27th, 28th, and 29th. March 27th, 28th, 29th at Nico Circuit. This is going to be my first major event. I actually wasn't going to sign up for it because I honestly didn't feel I had the credentials to drive in it. And I have to thank my buddy Tony Haffrey Arakaki for pushing me to sign up for the event. And I'm a pretty confident person, but I'm pretty realistic also. And I just knew that my drifting credentials was not probably something they were looking for, but I was wrong. I actually I submitted my package, submitted all my stuff about me, and I put all my videos on YouTube and sent it to Mike at King of Europe, and he actually approved me, and I was actually pretty surprised. And it actually validated all of the hard work, a lot of the money I spent, and all that stuff. As you guys know, I've been trying for years to rank up in D1, and for whatever reason, personal stuff going on, wasn't able to make it happen. And I'll still be doing D1, but I'm not limited to only D1. It's a lot of different drift events, drift organizations in Japan. And I'm not bound by any one drift organization. I'm not just in that circle where I can't do this and I can't do that. I'll do what I want. So it might piss some people off that I know, and so be it. If you're pissed off about me taking an opportunity, we're not really buddies anyway. So like I said again, King of Asia will be coming here, and it'll be March 27th, 28th, and 29th at Nico Circuit. Now to get into like the more serious part of the tape. The guys on Facebook, everybody who's kind of friends with me on Facebook, I posted up. I wasn't going to post it up at all because I was like, man, I messed up and I didn't want everybody to know I screwed up that bad. But basically, I was in my paint booth over the weekend, getting ready for King of Asia, kind of rushing even more than normal. and got careless, and I set a paint can next to my heater. And while I was prepping another part to actually paint, taping it up and everything, I heard a click, and then by the time I turned around, the paint can exploded, hit the heater, and then pretty much went into like a huge ball of fire. Pretty much sprayed all over me. My whole upper body was caught on fire. My face, nose, and lips, and eyes, and everything. I sustained first and second degree burns. My military training from Iraq training and all that stuff kind of kicked in, and I was able to put the fire out, stop, drop, and roll, and all that good stuff. Went in there, washed the chemicals up my face, and I went in and went back outside after that and put the fire out because it was a small fire in my paint booth. I was standing about right here, and when everything exploded and blew up, and you could see from the plastic right here that you know, the fire kind of spread everywhere. So I mean, I'm here. I had eye protection on. I had a respirator around my neck, kind of partially over my mouth. So that stopped me from breathing in all the fire. I did breathe in some fire, and that actually kind of stopped me breathing for about 10 seconds. So I just remained calm, and my passageways opened back up, and I was able to kind of gasp for air and put the fire out and everything like that. So basically, it could have been a lot worse than it is. My house is still standing. I'm still here. So I'm not, you know, I'm not a drama queen about things. This, I know a lot of guys right now on crunch time getting ready for their first events. So this, I mean, definitely be extra safe, man. Make sure you got your gloves on. Make sure you got your glasses on. I know for a fact that a lot of guys take the shields off angle grinders to get more angle. Definitely put your shields back on, because if your disc explodes, man, Google and check out the images from people who have accidents with rotary tools, man. It's pretty nasty, man. It can be fatal. So definitely don't skip on any safety, man, to get the car ready, because the events, you might miss the event, man, but you'll still be here in one piece, and that's my take on that. So everybody just be safe out there, get ready for the season. Post those videos up and throw the links up, man. I'll share it and all that stuff, and just be safe out there, guys. So thank you for tuning in, and this is going to be Donnie signing off from Asawa, Japan. See you guys later. Paint Ranger out.